Stick drift. 5-hour battery life, no back buttons. If any of those things have cost you a match or ruined a session, this video is for you. I've been using 5 different PS5 controllers, 1 first party, 4 third party, and the performance gap between your standard DualSense and what these can do is genuinely significant. One honest note before we start. The third-party controllers on this list don't support haptic feedback or adaptive triggers, and none of them can wake your PS5 from sleep. That's a Sony platform limitation, not a product flaw. Subscribe, let's get into it. The NACON Revolution 5 Pro is the first officially PlayStation-licensed PS5 controller to use Hall effect joysticks, the magnetic sensor technology that eliminates the stick drift that's plagued DualSense owners since launch. The sticks use magnetic Hall effect sensors rather than the potentiometer contacts that wear down over time, meaning the sticks are engineered to last the life of the controller. 4 remappable back paddles, customizable trigger stops that have the trigger travel distance for FPS games, swappable thumbstick modules, adjustable internal weights from 10 to 16 grams to tune how the controller feels in your hand, and a switchable D-pad between circular and 4-directional. Battery life, up to 10 hours wireless via 2.4 GHz dongle. Includes a premium carry case, spare thumbsticks, extra weights, and a 3-meter braided cable. Compatible with PS5, PS4, and PC. Price, $199. I spent time specifically trying to get the sticks to drift, pushing them to corners repeatedly, holding diagonals through long sessions, and they returned to center cleanly every time. The Xbox-style offset thumbstick layout is the only design decision that divides opinion, since it puts the left stick above the D-pad in the traditional Xbox position rather than PlayStation's symmetrical layout. The Razer Raiju V3 Pro is the competitive esports controller, and the most aggressive spec upgrade on this list. TMR, tunnel magnetoresistance, thumbsticks a newer generation of magnetic sensor technology that Razer claims is even more precise and power efficient than standard Hall effect. 6 remappable buttons total, 4 back buttons plus 2 claw grip bumpers alongside the triggers, 2 more than the DualSense Edge, Hall effect, hyper triggers with adjustable actuation points, mouse click style face buttons using the same clicky mechanism from Razer's gaming mice. Weight, 258 grams, about 100 grams lighter than the DualSense Edge. Battery, rated 36 hours wireless, and in real testing it genuinely needed charging roughly every 2 weeks of regular sessions. 2.4 GHz hyperspeed dongle for wireless connection. Officially licensed for PlayStation. Price, approximately $219. And if this kind of deep controller comparison is what you're here for, subscribe right now. We cover the best gaming gear every week. The 36-hour battery is the spec that stands out most in practice. I stopped thinking about charging it entirely, which is something no DualSense has ever let me do. The mouse click face buttons feel sharper and more tactile than any standard controller button I've used. The Turtle Beach Victrix Pro BFG Reloaded is the modular controller, the one you configure to match whatever genre you're playing. 11 interchangeable components in total. Swap the face module entirely between symmetrical PlayStation layout and asymmetrical Xbox layout. Switch to the included fight pad module for fighting games. Choose between multiple D-pad options, adjust thumbstick gate shapes between circular and octagonal, or go southpaw layout if you're left-handed. Hall effect thumbsticks and 5-stop trigger switches that let you set trigger travel to one of 5 positions rather than just an on/off toggle. 4 remappable back buttons. Battery, 20 hours wireless. 2.4 GHz dongle, Bluetooth, and wired connectivity, works on PS5, PS4, PC, and even mobile via Bluetooth. Price, $209. The swappable face module is the feature that genuinely separates the Victrix from everything else on this list. I loaded up the fight pad module for a fighting game session, and it changed how the buttons responded under rapid input in a way that a standard face button layout never does. The DualSense Edge is the only controller on this list with Sony's haptic feedback and adaptive triggers, which means it's the only one where pulling a gun trigger in a game feels like an actual trigger, where you can feel the texture of a surface through the controller, or where Astrobot's entire design philosophy comes to life as intended. Back buttons. 2. Swappable stick modules. Sony's solution to the drift issue with replaceable stick mechanisms at $20 each. Trigger stop switches with adjustable travel. 4 custom profiles. Interchangeable stick caps and back button shapes included. Weight, 11.3 ounces heavier than any third-party option here. Battery, approximately 5 to 6 hours, the shortest are on this list by a significant margin. Price, $199. The battery life is the most honest conversation to have about the DualSense Edge. It genuinely lasts about half as long as the NACON, and a fraction of the Razer's 36 hours. because the haptics consume significant power. For players who play immersive single-player titles and want Sony's full controller experience in a customizable package, the DualSense Edge remains the one to buy. All the links are in the description below. The HEXGAMING Phantom is the modified DualSense, the controller that starts from Sony's original design and builds improvements on top of it rather than replacing it entirely. 4 remappable back buttons built flush into the back plate at ergonomic grip points. More natural to reach than bolt-on paddle modules. Trigger mode switch, toggle between adaptive triggers and 1.5mm short trip digital triggers on the fly. Hall effect joystick option. Victrix stick drift calibration module. A covered port on the underside lets you physically recalibrate the sticks using the included tool if drift develops over time, extending the controller's serviceable life. 8 interchangeable thumbsticks, 6 switchable profiles, remappable directly on the controller without companion software. Available in 9 colorways, compatible with PS5 and PC. The Victrix module is the most practically clever anti-drift solution on this list. Instead of replacing the sticks entirely or using magnetic sensors from scratch, it lets you recalibrate them yourself if they drift, which means a $200 plus controller doesn't become a paperweight from gradual wear. I switched the triggers between adaptive and digital during a session moving between a racing game and a shooter, and the 1.5mm digital travel for the shooter felt noticeably snappier. NACON Revolution 5 Pro for the first Hall effect, PS5 controller with 4 paddles and adjustable weights. Razer Raiju V3 Pro for 6 remappable buttons, TMR sticks, and 36 hours of battery. Turtle Beach Victrix Pro, BFG reloaded for modular genre switching and the most comfortable grips. DualSense Edge for haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, and Sony's full immersive feature set. HEXGAMING Phantom for a DualSense style layout with back buttons, trigger switching, and a built-in drift repair system. Every link is in the description. Subscribe and come back next week. We're covering the best PS5 headsets to pair with any of these. See you there.